Welcome to Leopard Farm, South Africa's wild monkey population is spiraling out of control, and people are paying the price. These intelligent, fast-breeding primates thrive almost everywhere, from coastal towns to high-altitude farmlands, and their numbers are doubling faster than anyone thought possible. Experts now warn that, without serious intervention, the country could become home to nearly 10,000 wandering monkeys in just a few short years. For farmers, the impact has been devastating. Entire fields of corn, fruit, and vegetables wiped out overnight, leaving families who depend on these crops facing bankruptcy. But the damage isn't limited to balance sheets. Picture this, a hunter lurking in the bushes before dawn, perfectly still, his finger near the trigger of his dart gun. He or she may wait for hours for the right moment, watching the movements of the monkey troop, knowing that a hasty shot could scatter the entire troop, or worse, wound one animal unnecessarily. When the target monkey finally steps into the open, the shooter aims a precise shot at a large muscle mass, usually the thigh or shoulder, and fires. A well-aimed shot will knock the monkey down in seconds, allowing the team to close in, check its vital signs, and load the tranquilized animal into a vehicle for evacuation or veterinary care. Only a handful of people in the country are allowed to do this job. They must be good shooters, understand monkey behavior, and keep their cool when things get chaotic. Strict national regulations govern everything from dart dosage to how close you can get when the monkeys are agitated. The goal is simple but serious: protect farmers' livelihoods, keep residents safe, and still give the monkeys a fighting chance to survive elsewhere. That careful balance is why the whole topic has become so hot. For some South Africans, these activities are a necessary evil, the only practical way to prevent crop failures that can wipe out a small farmer in a single season. For others, any form of shooting or culling feels cruel and sets a dangerous precedent. The debate is heated, emotional, and shows no signs of abating anytime soon. Animal rights activists denounce these lethal control methods as cruel, outdated, and completely unnecessary in the 21st century, and they strongly promote non-lethal alternatives like relocation or contraception. Local officials and many residents, on the other hand, insist that controlled hunting remains the quickest and most reliable way to protect human settlements, save farmers' crops, and prevent the rapidly growing monkey population from becoming a real public safety crisis. The situation has been further complicated by the recent explosion of local baboon populations, which has increased tensions between humans and wildlife. To keep the impact as low as possible, all hunters must adhere to strict rules. They are required to use silencers so that the sound does not frighten neighbors or scatter other animals. Hunting of baby baboons or pregnant females is completely prohibited. These safeguards are intended to protect the future of the baboon troop and prevent a backlash that could bring the entire program to a halt. If realistic wildlife hunting action like this excites you, hit that like button and subscribe now. We have plenty more breathtaking hunts, clever tactics, and candid moments from the African bush waiting for you to discover. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. that a staggering 90% of lion cubs don't make it to adulthood? It's a brutal fact of life in the wild, where survival is anything but guaranteed. Lions are increasingly wandering into areas, sparking serious conflicts. Stats show around 100 attacks on people each year, though thankfully, the majority don't pose a direct threat to folks in South Africa. As tensions rise, authorities have stepped up with tougher regulations to manage the situation. Against this backdrop, regulated lion hunting has exploded in popularity, drawing thousands of adventurers from around the globe to South Africa. It's a thrilling chance to go toe-to-toe with one of Africa's iconic big five beasts. The lion, with its raw power and regal vibe, offers an unbeatable mix of challenge and excitement. Roughly 3,200 international hunters flock there annually, pumping millions into the local economy through licensing fees and tourism perks. When it comes to taking on the ultimate predator like a lion, serious hunters arm themselves with heavy-hitting rifles built for the job. Think classics like the .416 Rigby, .458 Winchester Magnum, or .470 Nitro Express. These beasts of firearms pack serious punch, delivering pinpoint speed to minimize danger in those heart-pounding close encounters. Take the .416 Rigby, for instance. It blasts rounds at over 2,400 feet per second, dropping a charging target from as far as 150 yards with authority. That said, you can't just show up and start the hunt. It's all about playing by the rules. You need a specialized permit from South Africa's wildlife officials, and it doesn't come cheap, with fees running anywhere from $133,000 to $122,000. But here's the real kicker. This isn't just about profit. The bulk of that money fuels vital conservation efforts, from safeguarding habitats and balancing ecosystems to managing animal populations. In the end, regulated hunts like these let adventure seekers chase their thrills while actually helping protect and sustain the wild for generations.
Do it again.
Lion hunting season in South Africa typically kicks off from May through October, when the dry conditions make it prime time for spotting tracks and navigating the bush. These adventures unfold during daylight hours, right when lions are most active and on the prowl. Hunters rely on sharp skills to pick up clues like fresh paw prints, scattered fur, or those spine-tingling roars echoing in the distance to zero in on the quarry. It's all about staying smart and steady, always minding the wind direction to avoid giving away your scent, and keeping a solid buffer of 100 to 150 yards to steer clear of any nasty surprises. One wrong move, and you could turn the tables in a heartbeat. Under the rules, every hunter has to log their take at the end of the trip, giving wildlife officials the data they need to keep tabs on population levels. Teams usually roll with at least 6 folks, boosting their odds of success while watching each other's backs in wild, unpredictable moments. Thanks to these tough regulations, South Africa's lion populations are managed sustainably, with hunting fees pouring back into conservation to protect habitats, curb overpopulation in reserves, and keep local communities safe, all while fueling the thrill for hunters from around the globe. All in all, lion hunting in South Africa packs more than just heart-pounding excitement. It's a smart way to support wildlife management and conservation where it counts. We hope diving into this wild ride has left you on the edge of your seat. If you're fired up for more, smash that like button, share it with your crew, and subscribe to catch even bigger adventures tearing across the African plains. Beats the thrill of fall in Europe. Picture this. Under those stunning golden canopies in the woods, these huge beasts are on a prowl, tearing up crops and putting local farmers in a real bind. That's why my crew and I are suited up and ready to roll, tackling this escalating issue head-on to keep things in check.
Instincts demand absolute precision. Every shot, every step.
These wild boars are way more than just pests. They're devastating whole fields and threatening folks' way of life out in the countryside. No wonder more areas are turning to smart, targeted hunts to safeguard our food sources and support rural communities. If you're into authentic tales of hunting and wildlife management, smash that subscribe button and stick with us right here at Leopard Farm.
Are you ready? Let's get started.
Today's video. We hope it brought you an interesting topic.
We rolled into the woods just as the sun was peeking over the horizon, geared up to the nines and itching for some action. For this outing, I opted for my trusty Merkel RX Helix rifle, topped off with the state-of-the-art BT3 tactical RDM scope that gives me pinpoint accuracy no matter distance. Barely an hour into our set, I caught a rustle in the brush. Outcharged a pack of wild boars, spooked and barreling like freight trains. These weren't your run-of-the-mill hogs. They were hulking brutes, toughened by the winter chill, sporting matted fur and razor-sharp tusks that could star in a horror film. That scope was a game changer, letting me lock and steady from medium to long range without missing a beat. I lined up my shots, pulling the trigger methodically as the echoes bounced off the trees. The boars tumbled down the hillside, picking up a storm of golden autumn leaves in their wake. But let's be real, hunting like this is no walk in the park. Not every round hits perfectly. These beasts are built like tanks, move like lightning, and know how to hug the landscape for cover. It takes laser-focused concentration every single moment to come out on top. We kept our eyes peeled, sweeping the thick brush for any sign of movement. Off in the distance, our tracking dogs had flushed out a big boar, chasing it hard through the tangled woods as it bolted for cover. One well-placed shot from my rifle brought it down in an instant. And that was just the start. More kept showing up, making it obvious this forest was crawling with them. No wonder they spill over into nearby farms when their food sources dry up. The destruction isn't some small hassle. It's a real gut punch for folks scraping by on the land.